What's up everybody, and welcome to a brand new video. And as you know, I have sold my Cadillac Escalade because we're leaving. And that only means one thing. We're going to be using car sharing. So we're going to be trying all sorts of cars in the car share. So let's see what sort of cars they got. Anyways, the car that I'm going to be renting out first is a Volkswagen Polo. So let's see. There's going to be a lot of Chinese cars. So let's hope we don't get a Chang gang in the future. I can see the Volkswagen we're going to be driving. Here it is. Now I need to do a few manipulations on the phone and let's get in. So I rented out a Volkswagen. Let's flip and go. Let's hopefully not crash. But it's really dirty inside. Well guys, you know what? I'm driving this Volkswagen Polo, right? First of all, it's filthy dirty. I'm scared of getting a disease. Second of all, the gearbox is like dying on this thing. The sounds it makes is horrible. I mean, I'm guessing they're not getting the right servicing in Russia or anything like that. So it feels a bit sketchy to drive it, but I'm hoping to see how much it'll cost us to go 40 kilometers away from Moscow into the place where we're going, because we're going to get a quick snack first at the restaurant called The Bull, where there's everything for $3. Everything is dirty here. The car feels very horrible. It only has 115,000 kilometers on it. And with the amount of people driving those things and not caring about them, you could really feel it. It feels really scary to drive it. Even much scarier than driving a Lada, because the front suspension is completely destroyed. The back suspension is destroyed. This whole car is just yucky. So let's hope we make it, and let's see how much it's gonna cost us. Yeah, and we got my sister in the back as well. Oh, we're in Moscow now, dropped off the car. And that ride costed us 80 cents because the car was out of the region. So it was like on the outskirts of Moscow, on the Moscow side. And we brought it over here, so we only spent 80 cents on the journey that costs around like $10 on a taxi. What a steal. Time to eat some $3 food. Having an absolute feast here for the $3 stuff. Look at Evelina cutting that meat with the blood. My sister eating God knows what the heck that is. Don't know what that is. Anyways, bon appetit to whoever's eating. And we'll continue our car sharing experience and see. I really want to get into a Chinese car. Well, after having a bit of food, we're gonna go into the subway right now, because if you rent out a car sharing, you can't like leave it at the shopping mall we need to go to. So I guess we'll just have to take the subway. It's been a very long time since I've been in one, to be honest with you. We're going in the underground now. We're on the Russian subway right now. We're gonna find our way. I haven't been in a subway for like 4 years. This is what happens when you sell your freedom card. I don't even know where we need to go. We need to take this train right here, and that's exactly what we're gonna be doing. It looks modern. The station doesn't look as fancy as the ones that Tucker Carlson showed, but it is what it is. Let's go in. Here we are on the Russian metro. Now, I'm not a big fan of metro because usually it smells inside. It smells funky. I don't like being in crowded places, I'll be honest with you. I much prefer drive my own car around Moscow and just anywhere basically. Not a big fan of public transport, I'm more of a car guy. Anyways, we're gonna take 2 stops and we're over at the shopping mall that we're going to. The whole train is twisting around. Look at this. This is crazy. Might as well do a little review on the metro. So we got a bunch of screens here, which shows you the stations where you are and the next few stations. Also got a tablet right here, which is like a small TV that shows you some information about the station, some advertisements. So there's an advertisement of VK Music, where you could actually listen to a bunch of music. Why is Evelina looking at me? Anyways, this is how it looks like. You could see how huge the actual metro line is. It's got so many stations, it's not even funny. So all around Moscow, you could basically use the subway to get wherever you want. I was gonna show that we're in Treoparevo. You can see it says it in English and Russian as well. So anybody can know where the heck they are. A lot of people who were showing the subway stations, like Tucker Carlson, the thing is, all those subway stations were basically built back in the Soviet Union, and I'm going to show you how the most recent station looks like in a minute, because we're literally hitting that station in 2 minutes or so, where the shopping mall is located. It's actually very easy to get out of the subway and straight into the shopping mall, but I'll show you how it looks like. Here we are, we're popping off out of the subway. This is how the actual subway station looks like. Here we are, we made it over to the metro station. It doesn't look that bad, you know, but it doesn't look as magnificent as the old Soviet ones. And I gotta tell you guys, it is very, very loud in here. I can barely hear myself speaking. You guys probably can hear me because I'm wearing a microphone. So yeah, good for you. You can hear me and I can't hear myself. So some way we can actually get ourselves inside of the shopping mall straight away. Here we are, guys. We're actually walking inside into the shopping mall through this little tunnel right here. You don't even have to walk outside. You just walk in and get yourself inside of the shopping mall. So literally starts right there. And here we are, straight out of the subway, inside of the shopping mall. You know what? I think this video is gonna be like a few chapters inside one video, because we need to check out more cars that we could rent out and drive, and we're definitely gonna do it, because the upcoming days after today, I gotta be all around Moscow getting all the documents done. So that's the flipping plan anyways. Well guys, having a cup of coffee real quick in the shopping mall. You might be wondering, Ivan, what the heck are you doing in the shopping mall? You should be packing all your stuff and getting the heck out. Well, summer is close, and usually close to the summer, I drive Evelina and my sister over to the shopping mall so that Evelina could help out my sister pick out the summer clothes, because it gets quite hot, and as you know, children grow up fast, so you have to, like, you know, buy them stuff all the time. So right now I'm stuck in a shopping mall. I've been here for like 2 hours, no idea what to do, and yeah, you can't even rent out a car out of this shopping mall. You have to go to like a completely different area to find yourself one. I don't know. What are we gonna do? I still have no idea. Anyways, I'm just gonna wait for them. Hopefully we'll rent out some Chang'an or something like that and really race it down the highway. I really want to try drive one of those Chinese cars like Geely or Chang'an or something like that. So guys, we are over. We're renting out a Chery Tiggo 7 Pro, a Chinese car. We're gonna have a go at driving it. $6 to drive 30 kilometers away from here. So we need to first check if there's any damage here. I don't know, I'm just gonna take photos. I'm gonna see. We're gonna check everything. Is there any damage on this Chery Tiggo Pro 7? Let's see. I don't see anything. It's dirty as heck. So I don't really see any damage at all whatsoever. So I could say that it is dirty. Do we have any trash inside? Let's see. Oh my God, yeah. I'll take photos of this. Dirty. Dirty. Okay, I want to turn this down. And looks like it's fine. Let's flip and go. We rented it out. So we're inside the car. We got some fuel here. It's got some little errors. Let me get this on myself. Here we go. We got a taxi here. We're actually on a budget. How do I turn on the light on this thing? Seems like everything is off. There's got to be a way to turn the lights on. How do I turn the lights on? Oh, here we go. Now the lights are on. Anyways, let's go. First time driving a Chinese vehicle. I cannot see anything. Oh, the brakes are good. I could tell you that for a fact. I don't know where this car was, but it's really dirty. And I cannot see where I'm going. Okay, we're test driving the flipping car right here. Okay, I think we're fine now. Now all we need to do is get out of this yard and have a go at driving this Cherry Tiggo. I mean, you know what? We'll see how it is on the highway. Oh my God, look at this. We're blocked in. How are we gonna get out now? Oh my God. I cannot believe this. And I cannot see anything either. Is that... How is this even possible? This is really annoying. Have to reverse back in a car I've never reversed in. Anyways, we'll turn back on the highway. So, first little steps in this Cherry Tiggo. You know what? I could tell you one thing. The brakes are very stiff. What do we got? We got heated steering wheel, and we can make it warmer inside of the car, which we're going to do right now. If this was a clean car, it would have been nicer. You could see it's a bit modern. It's got 8,000 kilometers. Oh no, it's got 13,000 kilometers on it. So it's basically like a new car right here. We got a touchscreen multimedia right here. Touchscreen multimedia. Now we're gonna drive. Wow, the steering wheel is getting heating up. Very flippin' nice. Now Evelina doesn't have a seatbelt on, so that is gonna be beeping right now. She will have to put on the seatbelt. Well, this is actually not that bad. This is way better than the Volkswagen Polo we were driving, because that stuff was horrible. It was just absolutely destroyed. Gotta say straight away, the wheel alignment of this car is completely gone. The steering wheel when I drive is a bit to the left. So let's see how we feel on driving this car. Hopefully it's gonna be an interesting experience. But from what I can see right now, it's quite interesting. Doesn't feel too bad. I mean, if you take care of this car, I guess it wouldn't be that bad. Obviously, it doesn't have as much space in it. The acceleration feels really weird because I'm guessing it has a turbo in it. And yeah, it's an eco right now. So there's probably a sports mode here as well, which we might find out somehow, but I'm not even sure. Oh, you have different modes here. Oh, I put sport mode on. We got eco and sports. Let's see. Whoa. Whoa. It's really going. Wow. Look at that sports mode right there. Flippin' heck. Going 80 kilometers already. Oh, the wheel alignment. Those cars do not get serviced that much. It's actually scary to drive them for some reason because the wheel alignment is gone. So it like screws the car around the place every single second. So I got to be very careful driving this because if you scratch or crash this car, you're going to be paying like triple the price you would do with your own car. So you always got to be extremely careful driving car sharing like this. But I got to tell you one thing. Nevertheless, it's actually not that bad because, you know, if you don't have a car and you could rent out a car and you get to park in Moscow for free and all the paid parking spaces, and you could just try out all sorts of different cars. Obviously, you might not have the best experience at trying them because they're all just damaged and untaken care of and stuff like that. Nevertheless, quite interesting. Like, before we leave to Thailand, we get to actually experience the Chinese cars themselves. Now, this steering wheel is so hot now. It's not that bad, you know. I'm quite comfortable. Feels a bit small, but not that bad. If this car costs $10,000, then that would be very flippin' good. Anyways, let's get back home. Well, guys, I successfully arrived back home. And I gotta tell you one thing about those cars, right? It's actually quite an awesome app that you could use to rent out cars so you're always mobile. The biggest problem is, first of all, it's nowhere near my house, so I actually have to take a cab over to another little village where they're accessible, and I could take one of them and drive over to Moscow. The second point is actually it's quite dangerous driving those vehicles because the European ones, like Volkswagen, are not getting serviced that well whatsoever because, first of all, the sanctions, second of all, it's very expensive to service them. And driving that first car, the Volkswagen Polo, it felt very, very sketchy. It felt like the brakes were already gone. There's basically no brake pads left. The car was dirty. The wheel alignment is completely off. So when you're driving, you always have to catch the car. It just felt very, very scary. Now, talking about the Chinese car that we drove, it wasn't actually that bad, but considering that they actually officially sell those cars, surprisingly enough, it looks like they're not really servicing them the right way because most people who take those car sharing cars, they don't care about them. So they drive them like they stole it, they drive them over speed bumps, they damage them, and it's overall it's not the best driving experience, but there is a huge plus side to this. It's way cheaper than taking a taxi cab from the Moscow region where I live over to the actual Moscow city center or close to the city center. So it costs basically half or sometimes even a quarter of the price of the taxi. Because this morning we actually took the Volkswagen Polo and drove it for 80 cents because they like to keep their cars in Moscow, and they actually give you a huge discount if you bring one back to Moscow, which we will be also doing tomorrow. So stick to the videos, guys. I really appreciate you guys subscribing to the channel, liking the videos, commenting in the comment section below. I'm truly blessed to have all of you guys on this channel. Be safe, everyone, and I love every single one of you. See you later, guys.